Welcome, everyone. I'm joined today by Artyom Shamtsyan, Chief Innovation and Digital Officer at Ameriabank, one of Armenia's leading financial institutions. Artyom, thank you very much for joining us today.
Mark, happy to be here. Thank you for the invitation.
Absolutely. So I understand that next week Yerevan will be hosting a first of its kind Doing Digital Forum to bring together business leaders, entrepreneurs, government officials to discuss steps to accelerate Armenia's digital transformation. Ameriabank, I should say, is the forum's co-organizer. So what else can you tell us about this? And from Ameria's perspective, why is it important to organize events like this in Armenia?
This is an exciting event that is coming up here next week. Two important aspects for us that we believe we will amplify through this event. First is to showcase the digital transformation journey that we are in, showcase the lessons learned already, things that worked, things that didn't work. And a second is to popularize the topic of the digital transformation. That's here in Armenia, it's already happening with one of the top partners engaged with us on that journey, and we are happy to share the lessons learned from the path that we already passed. The event is, the founding organizer of the event is Spring PR, and we are co-organizing the event. And we believe bringing speakers like Chris Skinner will inspire the crowd and popularize the topic of digital transformation, and also a way to rethink how the partnership works, because we want to position digital transformation as something that makes, in our case, banks more open, both through technology, through products, through services, and this is a good medium to share that message, get new connections, but also to communicate and inspire people who are following this topic here.
That's wonderful. So I'm wondering if we could just take a step back for a moment and talk about what exactly digital transformation is, because as you said, this part of the reason why this forum is happening is to popularize this. So obviously it needs some kind of popularization, right? So in your view, exactly what does a digital transformation entail, and why is it so crucial for us moving forward?
Digital transformation, as the name implies, means change. And that's the key element and the hardest part of the expression, because the digital part is easier. It's more about technology. You have to invest, you have to bring new people, you have to adapt new technologies, but the technology is the enabler. The key transformation is happening on the mindset and on a cultural level. And that's what makes the journey much more compelling and challenging. And this terminology is mostly applies to incumbent companies, which were established years ago, and the digital leapfrog breakthroughs of the technologies make them rethink the business models, because the customer preferences due to technological advances are changing. Taking like Armenia with 80% plus mobile penetration. It means 8 out of 10 people have their mobile phones, presumably smartphones. So they are just one click away from pretty much any service. And that totally changes the way you operate. Because you see banks that have no branches, you see sharing companies, car sharing companies that has no cars like Uber, like apartment sharing companies like Airbnb that don't possess all these apartments like any other hotels. So the changes are really really massive. And what makes this journey, I would say, even more challenging is that it's not like you just start from scratch. It's much easier to come to the organization and say, okay, guys, technology is changing. We need more people of entrepreneurial mindset, and we started from scratch. No, you still have the major of your revenue coming from the older business model, and now you have to set up new directions with the new mindset that will be pursuing new opportunities. And the incumbent companies already used to repeat the same they did for years. And when you repeat something, that naturally becomes a habit. And so the digital transformation is unlearning, uninhabiting the old way of doing things. And here you have to be really cautious, because you cannot label the new as something cool and inspiring, and only the most talented goes there, and the people that were doing the routine, the ongoing stuff, they are labeled obsolete. No, you have to combine that. You have to reskill the people that will be going out from any manual work through the technology automation, and then you have to reskill them, inspire them with the new tools, new opportunities, give them autonomy, and pursue new opportunities. So that's what makes the digital transformation really complex. You have to balance old way and new way of doing, and as in personal development, you have these three stages, physical level when you take care of your body and healthy eating, the mental level, managing your thoughts, and the spiritual level, your belief and principles. In company is the same, but just multiplied by thousands of people. So on the first level, let's call it physical, you have the technology foundation, which has to be re-engineered and take care. On the mental level, you have this new mindset, entrepreneurial mindset of pursuing, of experimenting, of trying new. And on a spiritual level for the organization is the purpose. Is the good sign to actually rethink your purpose? Is the purpose of the organization all about profits, or we really change people's lives to better? Do we really give them services that educate them to save more, to invest more, to be more efficient with their time, to spend more time with their families? So that's a really good exercise to rethink your purpose and then move along the way.
So what can you tell us about Ameria's digital transformation in particular? What have you and your team already done, and where are you going next?
So if we say that these are different levels, the first level of digital transformation, which we started early 2019, was about digital readiness. Because in order to start building new opportunities, you have to have a digital technological basis so that you can deploy services quicker, you can create new services faster, you can integrate with partner services in a more efficient way. So we redesigned the whole digital landscape where we are building products. And that's why we called it digital digital readiness, because this is the foundational part. But just having the foundational part doesn't mean you create new products quickly. And that's how we come to the second stage of the digital transformation, which we call growth stage, when having the digital landscape, pretty much the whole bank on your palm with all the services of the bank digitalized, now above that, you start creating new products. And knowing that customers are one click away from you, you start experimenting like crazy. You start validating new hypotheses, and things that worked, you then validate with a bigger customer group. So, all the key ingredients that startups are normally looking for, you have it here. It's the customer base and a capital to invest into the creation of the new products. So we are right now at the growth stage where we believe we are setting up the important directions, or as we call them, ecosystems for different market segments.
Can you give us an example just so that we can better understand what exactly?
When we say, for example, housing ecosystem, it's not about applying for a mortgage loan. Housing ecosystem is right from the step of selecting the right house or apartment, comparing with other listings, looking for what district it is in, all the details that you normally take into consideration upon buying or selling or renting a house, you have it in one place. Then the mortgage is just seamlessly integrated into your experience. And then after you got the loan without visiting any bank, you may not even know what bank operates. I mean, you eventually will know, but the system can actually choose through machine learning algorithms what is best for you in terms of your preferences, in terms of your data, and then you just get the loan, you just get the apartment. Then you can easily choose any furniture for your apartment right on the same platform, and then just manage your apartment right from the same platform. Like cleaning services, repairing services, you can just book from the same place. And like when we say all these services, it doesn't mean we provide all the services. On the contrary, we provide most of the financial services. The non-financial services, in a majority of cases, will be provided by third parties, who now gets a new business opportunity being on a leading ecosystem where all this customer journey of choosing, searching, choosing, getting a loan, and repairing an apartment happening.
So I think you have already started talking about it a little bit, but I would love to just kind of expand our vantage point a little bit. And I would love to hear your thoughts about how the digital transformation could impact Armenia's development more broadly. So beyond banking, beyond financial institutions, what is the potential here?
Yeah, it's about accessibility. Like imagine you just landed in Zvartnots airport, you just turn on your phone, and you are being welcomed. You get to choose what mobile carrier you will use while you are in Armenia. You just order a cab. You just know the place where you will go. You learn about Armenia in an interactive way, because there is a huge potential to reposition country in digital channels, and it's just about convenience and easiness. And when we see that the remote work is becoming the new norm, then why not choose Armenia if all these services are seamless, are integrating, including the government services? And then why not to work remotely from Armenia? Why not to start a company here if I can do that fully online and easily, seamlessly do all the taxations, all the payments? So it's about being attractive in terms of digital experience, which becomes predominant in our daily life. It's about accessibility of different services, including government. It's about the comfort and easiness. So yes, you have to have an infrastructure that goes on par with the digital services. But like if you only have the infrastructure, but there is no connectivity in terms of services, that's not really enough. So for me, this is about this convenience, easiness, and repositioning of the Armenia as an innovator, as a place where you can really fully online cover all your basic needs.
Absolutely. Well, it's a lot of food for thought. So Artyom, thank you very much again for sharing your expertise with us today.
Thank you very much, Mark.
Absolutely. And thank you for joining us on CivilNet.